jowls. Oh well, it is what it is. Hi, Brandy. You at work? Good job. Don't get in trouble. Don't get in trouble. Keep the volume down low. Good morning. I don't know if the title fit or not. Let me put my charger on this phone. I don't know if the title fit or not. Um, I'm doing spirit-led messages right now. No charge, just hanging out, sharing some messages from loved ones who might be on the other side, who you want to hear a message from. Not everyone, I'm sure, will come through, but whoever does, take it if it resonates. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Hello, hello. So I also remember when I had my hair done a few weeks ago and it was gray. I kept saying it was gray. Well, I went to the store myself today, bought powdered bleach, bought 20 volume something, whatever you mix with it, and I painted it on myself, and it's a lot better, and didn't cost me but $7. I took a risk and did it myself. They said, "Oh, your hair's gonna break." No, it ain't. I got really good hair. My hair is not gonna break. So see the results. See the results. Not gray no more. I did it myself with the bleach. I said, "What? How bad could it be? How bad could it be?" Nope, it worked out just fine. So it was so gray. I don't know what that lady was doing. I don't know what she was doing, but it was terrible. Let me see if I can get that. Hold on one second, you guys. Yeah. So we're going to be doing spirit-led. Hopefully your loved ones, call them in. Ask for a message from your loved ones. Ask them to come in. Ask them to help out. All right? Let me move this. Hold on. Hope it don't fall. Please don't fall. Okay. All right. I only have like 20 minutes before I got to leave. Maybe 25. But ask them to come in. Ask your loved ones to come in. And to give you a message. Something that will resonate with you. Something that will make sense with you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I did it by myself. I was so mad. I was like, I can't believe I have to keep this grayish brown, whatever hair for a month or two. Are you kidding me? So I waited like 5 days total. And I went and got a pack of this purple powder. And then the lady said, don't use 30 volume. It's too strong. If you don't want breakage, use 20. So I got this 20 of whatever you call that stuff. What do you call that stuff? It goes in the powder. I forget what to call it. But anyway, I got that. And I mixed it together. And I literally combed it on. Combed it on. And now, it's better. It's not perfect. It's not like the blonde is over here more because I guess I had other blonde hair there. So it made it blonder in that spot. But I tried to make this blonder and I only got a little bit of it. Listen, it's not flawless, but it's better than gray. I'll take it. Yeah, developer. Yeah. Hi, Moon. Hi, Moon. So I bleached my hair myself, Moon, because when the lady had done it, my hair was gray. It was brown and gray. I was like, are you kidding me? And they wanted me to keep it like that for a couple months. Told me your hair will break off if you do it. Want to bet? My hair is so healthy. It don't even look like it don't even look dry, nothing. I could put my hands through it. If my hair was that dry, I would not be able to go like this, right? Would not be able to do that. So, I was so excited. It only cost me $7, $7.40 to be exact, for the powder, the purple powder, bleach, and this developer 20, not 30, 20 volume or something like that. I painted it on myself with a brush and a comb. And guess what? I did really good. I did really good. And saved myself probably $200. I will never pay again. I know what I'm doing. I will never pay again. I did really good by myself. Are they, Catherine? That's why I put highlights in. But I don't have a whole lot of gray. I must say, I don't have a whole lot of gray. But the gray that I do have, that lady put more gray in. I think the toner that she used was a smoky something. And that's why it made my whole head look gray. I was like, oh no. Oh no. And I had platinum blonde conditioner. So when I got done bleaching it, I put that on there like a toner and left it on just for a minute. I probably could have left it a little longer, but I left it just a minute and then results. And now I got to go to work. I got to go to work. I was at work this morning. I went in this morning from 8 to 9, 8 to 9:30 actually. Came home, bleached my own hair, went to this beauty supply store right around the corner, got the stuff I needed, $7.40 later, came home, put it on my hair, washed it, conditioned it, dried it, and that's it. So I had me a, thank you, Shelly. So much better. So much better. I'm so glad. All right, you guys, I'm going to get started. So I'm going to do whatever, I don't want to click that. I want to do whatever Spirit brings to me. They're going to bring messages that won't make sense at all to me. I will not have a clue what the hell I'm talking about. But please comment if it makes sense to you. So the messages that your loved ones or your friends, family, whoever come through for you, they'll know you're here with me. They'll know. I'll bring up things that'll make sense to you. Everybody else in the chat may not get it. 2 or more might understand it, might be able to relate to it, and that's fine too. If it doesn't resonate with you, then just let it go for somebody else who may be coming in the room, or somebody who is already in the room may want to comment, okay? So, because I have to relax when I'm doing it, I'm going to smoke my cigarette this way, so you don't actually see my face, but I'm literally just sitting right here, going to have my cigarette and drink my coffee, because this is my time now before I go to work. All right, so I'm going to take a couple deep breaths and get myself, I won't be able to read your comments at first. I need to get started first into a different mindset. I need to calm my mind down. I'm so excited about my hair finally not being gray. So I got to calm my mindset down and get out of that thought. So give me 2 seconds, okay? Remember to ask your loved ones or your whoever it is you're wanting to hear from. Ask them to send a message. Ask them to say something. Ask them to give me a name. Ask them what you want to hear. I can't promise you that they'll do it. I can't speak for them. But you could try on your end to call them in. As soon as I get the first words or sound or smell or feeling, or again, this won't be about your energy, this will be about their energy, okay? Just so you understand. Okay. Okay. Somebody's talking about a red barn, and maybe even a tractor, a tractor like it would appear like to me like a riding lawnmower inside of this red barn. There's also a lot of land that goes with this area. This is because it's something this person was very proud of. They put all of their sweat, blood, and tears into maintaining that property. Does that make sense to anybody? Oh, good, Leslie. Okay, honey, you rest. I didn't want to call you and wake you up, so I didn't know what to do. I'm glad you came on. All right. So again, somebody's talking about like a red barn. I can see some kind of X on the barn as well. So I don't know if that's the wood. I don't know if it's painted white. The barn's red and it's painted white. I'm not sure. So let me know. Again, I'm doing spirit-led messages for you. This could be your loved ones on the other side, a friend, family, whoever. Somebody just saying things that are going to be familiar to you to let you know that they're around. Okay, Leslie. Yeah, I'm at work until 9. Happy birthday, Kushboo. Okay, let me give you some more. This person did have, of course they had a pickup truck. Of course they had a pickup truck. And they also may have had an old, almost like a Chevelle. If you know what a Chevelle is, I'm hearing almost like a Chevelle. Like a, they're saying 350. I don't know what the hell that looks like, but a Chevelle 350. That was almost a gold kind of color. Does that make sense to anybody? Does anybody know what a Chevelle 350 is in a gold kind of color? And a pickup truck. The pickup truck was old. It even had like wood slats on the side, like in the back, to keep stuff in. Lots of tractors. Great. They're also talking about a black dog, almost like a Labrador. Almost like a Labrador. Could it have been a mixed dog? Possibly, but they're showing me a black dog. And its ears didn't go up. Its ears kind of hung down. So I'm going to say like a lab. Wind chimes are very important to somebody. Wind chimes. They're talking about wind chimes. You can remember being at this person's house or sitting out on their porch or their lanai and just hearing wind chimes. Somebody hangs out there. One of your family members or friends, I think it's family member, it feels like they like to hang out by the wind chimes, by the pool, by the wind chimes. So wherever you have, whoever has wind chimes hanging by a pool, maybe off of a porch, a long porch. I'm also hearing I hear Yahtzee. Yahtzee. I hear Yahtzee. Somebody dealt with a lot of metal. A lot of metal. Welding metal. Welding metal. They had to be careful wearing gloves. Something almost, or may even have cut their hand. They may have needed a lot of stitches from some shrapnel or some metal. That makes sense. Oh, Black Evo's grandpa's dog. No pool, that's okay. That could have been another spirit talking about something. Just take what resonates. If it makes sense, then more than likely, if it's like, 2 or more things that make sense, it's more than likely for you. Somebody always kept saying, stop slamming that door. Stop slamming that door. Do you remember somebody in your family or somebody always saying, either stop slamming that door, stop running in and out that door? Somebody did a lot of knitting or crocheting. Somebody liked to skim stones on the water. Somebody kept trying to skim stones on the water, and perhaps they taught you how to do it, and it took you a few tries to finally get it. And I feel like after this person passed, you continued to skim stones. If that makes sense to anybody. It was always, always, always fresh bread. Somebody literally made the dough, let it raise or rise. Always, it's like, I'm going to say it's Sundays, always made fresh bread. An older woman always sat down the same time every evening. I want to say like 7:30, and had a cup of tea, and almost like with something, like something with it, but not a whole lot, like a little something, a little pastry or a little treat or even a little piece of bread and butter. This was a ritual, like this was their routine. Somebody changed their wigs often. Somebody wore a lot of wigs. Somebody liked a lot of wigs. And somebody wore what they call muumuus. You know the muumuus, like the big overgrown nightgowns that have the pockets and they zip up? Somebody liked to wear muumuus all day. They hung around the house all day in muumuus, if that makes sense to anybody. Somebody loved going to the parades. Somebody was a retired, I want to say a retired fire person. They loved watching the parades. They'd bring that lawn chair that had the real plasticky looking, not plastic, but it was the old, you know the old kind of chairs you'd sit in that were like meshy, and they would eventually, after you sat so many times, they'd rip and tear, like fray, and then you couldn't use it anymore, or you'd have to redo them. The old fashioned, like old time, they were like aluminum on the outside. You remember those? Somebody loved carrying them and bringing them to the parade. They never missed a parade. Somebody's talking about those poppies, the poppies from somebody being in the service. And the hat is I'm going to say Navy. Somebody who's in the Navy. By the way, the hat was shaped, it was like a Navy person. They wore white, but they also had a blue one. They mostly wore all white, but they had a blue one. Years ago, all white. They wore all white when they were all dappered up. They was all white military. Yeah. Kind of Kushbu. Oh, yeah, webbing, yeah. Somebody talked about liking being in their, like say in the backyard or in the back of the house and seeing the mountains. Like you could see at a distance, you could see the mountains. Somebody did not, they're saying they did not finish school. They may have went to 5th grade. Maybe 5th grade. And then they just started working. They didn't finish school. They just started working. Unless somebody did a lot of canning and made a lot of jellies or jams, different types of canning. Canned everything. Had a pantry full of stuff that was canned. Like in the jars, in the jars. Like in the glass jars. Somebody's saying that she's saying that she loved to make homemade soups. Like that was enough for her for dinner. She loved making homemade soups. Somebody's saying I went too fast on the motorcycle. I went too fast. I took the curve too fast. It snuck up on me. I wasn't prepared for it. It was wet out. Somebody talks about finding out later. Finding out later, like you found out later that someone had another child with someone else, but that child grew up in your family, but you didn't know that that child was not really, like say your grandpa's child. It was your grandmother had an affair with somebody else. Somebody found out that somebody wasn't legitimately theirs. Somebody's saying that you shouldn't feel guilty of making the decision that you had to make in the hospital. It was their turn to go. Somebody's like, do you remember sitting around listening to the radio? And we just sit and listen to them talking, or a particular show, and we just stared at the radio and stared at the radio as if it was a TV screen. We just stared at the radio, and we did this every, say, Friday night or Saturday night. This is what we did. We laid around, like we sat in the chairs, like me and your dad or me and your grandpa. We sat in the chairs, and you kids just laid around. You might have even been coloring, laying on the floor on your stomachs with your feet up and coloring, or just laying there listening. For somebody, the message is about, I should have just stayed with you. Once we got divorced, once I moved on, my life went to hell. I should have just stayed with you. I think that was my punishment for doing what I did. I don't know who that is. Might be an R initial. Robert, Roger. All right, guys. It's almost 5 after 12. I'm sorry I have to go. Your grandma's always canning. Letting my dad pass while in the hospital. Your dad worked on it. Yeah. Oh, wow, Lindsay. Well, just know that your loved ones are here. They're trying to come through. They're trying to let you know that they're here. They're never far from you. And they can hear you when you talk to them. Yeah, for some of you, you're still grieving so much you still can't see the signs from them. Still can't see the signs, but a lot of synchronicities happen. Whether you see the cardinal go by, or whether you see the butterfly, or whether you, for some of you it's the eagle, for some of you it's when you're near water, for some of you it's numbers. And for some of you, you could smell their cologne. Every once in a while you get a whiff and you're like, where did that smell come from? That's what that is. That's them. That's them. So I hope that this was able to brighten up your day a little bit. I'm so glad you got to come in and join. I love doing this. Um, I'll try to do it later on when I come home if I'm not too tired or if it's not too late. But for now, I gotta head to work. Shelly, I hope the puppy made out okay. Thank you, Teresa. I love sharing the messages. It's fun to do specific people too. Like if I was to say, Teresa, let me find your dad, let me talk to your dad. It's fun to do it that way too. But this way everybody gets to have it, and this way it doesn't cost anybody anything. And this way it doesn't drain me as much as doing one person as it does hearing all these beautiful messages. Somebody feels like, I have to say this, somebody feels like they let you down because they left. They didn't want you to feel abandoned. It's like maybe your mother had already passed and he was the last one to go, but they don't want you to feel abandoned. Like they did that on purpose, like they wanted to go. No, they didn't have a choice to stay or go at that point. They just knew they had to go. It was easier for them. It felt so like happy for them and healthy for them and healing and warm for them to follow the light that they needed to follow. And they had plenty of people meeting them there as they passed and crossed over. So just know that they were not alone. It may have felt like it, but they were not alone. So have a great day. I'll see you guys soon. And I'm so glad no more gray. Woo woo. All right. See you soon. All right, you got it. I hope I see you all.